else, and they're keeping the fertiliser trucks right away from these drains, so there's no fertiliser going into the drains. There is huge money being spent on the land to keep livestock out of drains. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, Fencing is not cheap. It is not cheap at all. And some farmers are spending a fantastic amount of money on all this to keep it clean and green.
Right. Well, good for them. So hopefully in that part, perhaps New Zealand can be a model for the world and other countries in terms of what we should do and emulate you guys when it comes to that. Now, back here in America, a soaring stock market in America is putting more money in the pockets of top CEOs in the U.S. The median pay package for a CEO rose about 8 figures for the first time last year. The head of a typical large public company earned a record $10.5 million, an increase from $9.6 million in 2012, according to the Associated Press. Chief executive now makes about 257 times more than the average worker. So as a result of the stock market, they are making big money. Edward Snowden tells NBC News he was trained as a spy and was just more than a low-level hacker. Snowden, who leaked classified information of the NSA spying program, is being charged with espionage by the United States. In an interview, he told journalist Bryant Williams he worked for the CIA, NSA, and the Defense Intelligence Agency. Snowden says the U.S. government is trying to downplay his role and make him out to be a low-level hacker. The U.S. government says Snowden was only a contractor. If you're interested in more of the Snowden case, NBC is actually going to air that, I think, in a 2-part series. And Snowden, by the way, is still sort of held up in Russia because if he comes back here to the U.S., he will face espionage charges. In Australia, Apple Computer is dealing with hackers. Multiple users on Apple's online support forum and on Twitter have reported an unusual smartphone and tablet hack in which cyber attacker uses smartphones and demanded payment in return for unlocking them. The alleged cyber attackers appear to use Apple's Find My Phone feature to lock the device's screens and send a message demanding money to send to the PayPal account. The anti-theft feature locks phones that are reported lost. And Stu, I saw in an article there in New Zealand that a woman that lives in Bay of Plenty apparently fell victim to those hackers as well. So if you're like me and you've got an iPad or an iPhone, I guess you have to be careful. But when I was looking at that story, I thought, man, these criminals are really smart, because it's like your entire life is in this iPhone and in this iPad, from scheduling, from phone numbers to credit cards to information. I mean, you can store anything in these devices. So I thought, if you really wanted that back really fast and they said, hey, Victoria, if you give me $50, I'll unlock it for you. I'm sure there's some people that would consider doing it as opposed to having to go through Apple to download and get all of that information again. Now, I don't know if people have actually done that, but I thought, wow, it's amazing how they took the anti-theft feature on the phone to use it against people.
I think it's more than $50 they're demanding, though, isn't it? It's more than $50. It's thousands.
It probably is. I just use that as an example.
It's thousands. So, hey, Vicky, how much money you got, girl? Because I'm going to screw you for your dollars. I really am. If you want your iPad to work, hey, get your money out and let me see how big your mouth is.
Well, I tell you what, my friends and families aren't worth $1,000. I love you guys, but I'll just go to the Apple store and have them download the information. It's on the cloud there somewhere. So I love you, Mom. I love you, everybody, but I'm not spending $1,000 on some guy that hacked the phone for me to get it back. I'll just call you on the house phone and get the information back from you. But Google is building a car without a steering wheel and plans to put them on the streets. The cars won't even have a wheel or gas and brake pedals. The company says the cars will use sensors and computing power with no human needed. Google hopes to put the 100 two-seaters on public roads by next year. Following extensive testing, the cars would not be for sale and instead would be provided to select operators for further tweaking. And right now, get this, Stu, it only will go 25 miles at top speed. Yeah, I don't think Google's going to have to worry about anybody trying to buy that car.
What's
Not if
the
it's
top
going
speed?
25 miles.
Yeah, what's the top speed? What
That
is
is 25 miles is the top speed it's going to go.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, just wait till the hackers get into that. No steering wheel, no clutch, no brake. Oh God, and the hackers are going to get into that. Look out, Google. We're going to have multiple crashes all over the place, aren't we?
Exactly. But I saw on the news the cars, and they're these little, very tiny looking cars that look like a bug to me. But I think from what analysts are saying and people that follow the automobile industry is that what Google really wants to do is to take that technology and sell it to automakers, so that will sort of be the next generation, so to speak, of new cars that will come out and hit the market. So it would be interesting to see if Chrysler or any of the big, Japan auto dealers would be interested in buying that technology.
Yeah, I can't see it happening myself. I can't see it happening at all.
Well, I can actually see it happening because think about back in the day when cars were first invented and people laughed at, all these guys that made these cars and thought, it's never going to work. You can never take this car and drive it on the road. So I personally can see it happening.
Can you?
I really?
Yep,
I sure can. Yep. I can see it. I can see it happening. I don't think it's going to happen in our lifetime, but the thing is, you always have to move forward. You always have to move forward when it comes to change in world and technology. So just as when the car was invented, that was moving forward back then. I think this is something that's going to move us forward. Also,
you amaze me.
You're shaking your head no.
You amaze me. You just said that you can see it happening, and in the next voice you say you can't see it happening in your lifetime. Well, you can't see it.
No,
happening.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
No, it's true. I don't. I don't see. I don't see in my lifetime that I'm going to be gonna sit in one of those cars. But I do see, for example, my niece and nephew, or in their lifetime, it may be for them. Now, am I going to get in that car? No way, because I don't know what's going to happen. I can't. I need to have control over something. Like, is there a panic button? Do you push a button if you wanted to stop? I'm concerned about that.
I don't think there's any panic.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any panic buttons where you're concerned.
Well,
none to be found.
Listen, when we return, Bob Dylan is returning to New Zealand and why divorce cakes are popular in America.
Hey New Zealand, this is singer-songwriter Alex Guthrie from the United States, and I listen to Stu and Victoria on Seabreeze FM.
Two hearts tangled in love. It doesn't take two people long to weave a web, then realize they're trapped by things they've done and said. This helpless sort of situation fits us like a glove. Two hearts tangled in love. Two hearts tangled in love like yours and mine. Keeps two good people from having a good time. I think that we could maybe use help from up above. Two hearts tangled in love. It really is a shame to see two folks like us holding on to love when there's not love enough. To get away from this is going to take more than
That's a cool song.
And welcome back to Seabreeze 88 FM. Nice to have you here with us on this Friday morning here in New Zealand, Thursday afternoon in Washington, D.C. Drive time over there with the time at 20 to the hour of 6. Am I right?
You are absolutely right. Good morning, Stu. How are you?
I'm very well. How is it all going for you over there today?
Very good. A little cold. If you didn't hear us at the top of the hour, it's supposed to be summer here, but I am buttoned up in a sweater, a jacket, gloves, hats, and every single thing else. It literally is that cold. But Queen's birthday is this weekend, and I think you're going to have some decent weather there this weekend. I think it's going to be nice.
Are we really?
Yeah. Yep, you are, and I can tell you that because I looked at your forecasts on one of the television stations online. That's how much I follow what goes on over there.
Gosh, you're right up with it. No, you're better than what I am. I don't.
I know. I think I know more of the news that goes on in New Zealand, the North and South Island, than what you know, and you live there. I think so.
I rest my case. I've said all the way along you're nothing but a nosy little sod. I rest my case. Huh?
All right. Well, this nosy American journalist has got some more news to tell you about. So this is an interesting story. In Quebec, a mother is happy after her baby was returned to her when a woman stole the newborn from the maternity ward at a hospital. Police say a woman walked into the hospital dressed as a nurse and took the baby. The mother then posted on Facebook what happened, and two girls recognized the woman who stole the child, called police, and they returned the baby to the mom. All are fine, and of course the woman is facing charges. What an amazing story, Stu. You see, Facebook is good for some things. It's not, only good for breaking up marriages and destroying friendships and pitting friends against each other and all that stuff. It actually can do some good. So I'm very happy for the mother and father, because in so many of those kinds of cases, you never find the child, and it just ends badly, so I'm happy about that. A German tabloid published a picture of the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton's backside, after her dress flew up from a gust of wind from a nearby helicopter. The wardrobe malfunction happened when she visited Australia last month for her 2014 royal tour of New Zealand and Australia. No word yet from Kensington Palace over the picture. And Stu, I have to say, I saw the picture. One thing I will say from a woman's point of view, at least she has an incredible body. She's got a nice tush on her, so, I can't say anything bad about it. I'm sorry that it happened, but, all of us kind of go through that stuff every now and then. In fact, I had that happen to me. I was on a live shot. I can't remember where it was. It was so many, many years ago. And I was standing outside waiting to go on live for the evening news. And this truck came by. And, of course, a gust of wind pushed my dress up. And I heard a bunch of people whistling and stuff. And I was so embarrassed. But fortunately, my mom always told me to make sure you wear clean underwear, because you never know what's going to happen. So I was actually good as a result of that. American actor Brad Pitt was punched in the face on the red carpet. The incident happened while Pitt was signing autographs at the premiere of his wife's new Disney movie in Hollywood. The man was arrested and was said to be a prankster. And Bob Dylan is returning to New Zealand. Dylan announced 2 shows in New Zealand. The 73-year-old pop culture icon will play in Christchurch and Hamilton. Just to let you know, if you're interested, Stu, I don't know if you're going to go, but tickets actually go on sale June the 4th at 9 o'clock. Now, I was surprised at that, because normally when I read stories about this with artists coming to New Zealand, they always go to Auckland, but I was surprised that he didn't go